Hello everybody, welcome to another StarCraft 2 commentary. I am PsyStarcraft and I will be your host today. If you would like the caviar, I do not sell that because this is not a restaurant, this is a StarCraft 2 commentary. I don't even know why you would ask for caviar. It's way too French and I don't like silent R's. They scare the shit out of me. We have vilePsY in the bottom left representing Team Vile, vilegaming.com in the bottom left on Shakira's plateau. And my opponent will be YaTa. Capital Y, lowercase a, capital T, lowercase a. In the bottom right as the blue Protoss, and already we're seeing something crazy from YaTa. He is placing his pylon at his second choke, and a lot of times this might indicate a fast expansion. Wall that off as soon as you can with the forge, maybe a gateway, maybe a couple cannons, something like that. A very economical build for Protoss players. Now my Overlord is scouting in the bottom right position, so I will be able to see him just a moment. And the cool thing about playing against Protoss as a Zerg player is you don't really have to take care of your Overlord too much. You can afford to fly it around in the base for a little while, and once you see that cybernetics core finish, then you want to get the heck out of there. You want to float behind the natural, behind the main, something like that. But you don't really have to babysit it like you do with Terran, because with Terran, man, if you see that rack's about to finish, you need to get the heck out of there because you know a Marine is coming and he will dice up your Overlord with his Gauss rifle. Not very fun. Not very fun at all. This drone is going to complete my scouting pattern. Wrong button. He's going to complete the scouting pattern. My Overlord is scouting the bottom left. My drone bottom right. My drone will scout the top right. And then they will reunite in the middle, hopefully for a romantic union. And look at this. Protoss player not producing anything at all. Not even making any probes right now. He is saving up for a Nexus. That's one of the fastest Nexuses I have ever seen. He thinks he's a Zerg player. 15 Nexus. So that's kind of cool. I love seeing Protoss play ballsy like this. Is it susceptible to, you know, like a pool first build? Probably, especially like a 10 pool, but, you know, on this map, and against me, I don't know if he knows who I am, but against me, you're probably not going to see a 10 pool against a Protoss. I am scouting that out, and I'm going, what the fuck? Nexus first, and I saw the Forge now. I did go hatchery first. As you can see here, the hatchery is way ahead of the spawning pool. And normally, as a Zerg, if you see a forge going up first, you would be worried. You'd be like, okay, I'm going to get cannoned. Something bad is going to happen. But because he went Nexus first, I'm not that worried about it. You can see I am sending out one probe just to keep tabs on this probe, or one drone to keep tabs on this probe, but not really worried. I don't expect him to cannon me out because that forge was so late. He's just now getting his first cannon, so you know, his pylon would just complete, and he would just now be getting cannons here, and already I could have Zerglings on the way. I've got that spawning pool. So if you see that forge after a Nexus first, you don't have to be too worried. And that Nexus is complete. He's going to be churning out double probes with double Chrono Boost. I'm going to be way behind in the Harvester count, and this is a dangerous play, man. If a Protoss opens up Nexus first and you open up Hatch first, you can do a couple things. You can go for a fast third base around 6 minutes or so, maybe even sooner. And if you are going to go for a fast third base, you want to delay this gas. You probably want to pull off gas after your first 100, and you don't want to get any additional geysers for a long time, maybe up until 45, 50 drones or so. That's one thing you can do. Another thing is you can go for some kind of tech attack. One thing I like to do is tech the mutas as fast as I can, do some harassment. Usually the Protoss aren't ready for that. You can tech to roaches, burrow roaches, or hydras, or something like that. And a third thing you can do, I don't even remember what I was going to say. Third thing you can do is get a Klondike bar and eat it on the sidewalk in 90-degree weather. So I did not choose that route because it's not 90 degrees outside, and Shakira's plateau looks like kind of a cold planet, so not too worried about that. We can say, though, I am getting a layer. One layer still on 2 bases, so I'm not going to be expanding again. You can tell because I am teching. It'd be extremely... I don't think I'd have the resources to expand and tech. Lots of drones on the way. It's 30 to 32. This fast Nexus, man, that's just allowing to get so many probes. He's way ahead of me despite my massive drone production. 3 more geysers on the way. And am I going to have enough gas for a Spire? It doesn't look like it, but that is the route I'm going to be going this game. I'm going to be going 2 base Muta, going to get some harassment in. And a lot of times in this situation, with inexperienced Protoss players, I'll end up getting a Spire. I need to get these geysers going, man. Inject, bitch. Hey, slut. Ugh, ram her in the ass. Inject. Yeah. Oh, you see that? She flickered at me. That's a sign that she likes me. A lot of times, see, I'm just making drones still because he expanded so fast. A lot of times in this situation, you'll get like 7 mutas, and then they'll be completely unprepared for it. The Protoss will be completely unprepared for it. They'll lose like all their probes, and they'll be like, oh shit, I'm gonna lose. They'll send every single unit to your front gate, and you just get like 5 spines and lots of lings, and you're fine. Is this gonna work on YaTa? We will see. His warp gates are on the way. He's getting 2 more gateways, so he has 3 gateways right now. He's got insane saturation, 44 to 46. He is keeping up with me like a baller, man. I'm now running on 4 gas. Spire has been started, if you guys didn't notice that. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is the last thing you want to see as a Zerg when you're going Spire. Not 1, not 2, not 7, but 3 Stargates on the way against a fast tech Spire build as a Zerg. Phoenix are so damn good against mutas. I cannot emphasize enough. So already I'm losing the build order war now. Remember how I mentioned those 3 things you can do? Eating the Klondike bar, the quick tech into some kind of aggression, and the expansion. Quick tech is the risky route. The expansion is definitely the most solid route possible. And this is exactly why these Phoenix are going to hard counter the hell out of these mutas. They are faster than mutas. They have longer range than mutas. They do bonus damage against mutas. They have a lot more life than mutas. It's ridiculous how good they are against mutas. I cannot emphasize that enough. Now, out pop the Mutalisks. Speaking of, Harvester can now 53 to 55. I am taking my 3rd base, so hopefully that'll give me some sort of advantage, even though these mutas look like they aren't going to do too much. If we check out the units tab, it's now 3 Phoenix against 7 Mutalisks. He's got 3 more Phoenix on the way, it looks like. Yes, he does. It's going to be 6 Phoenix. Oh, but the mutas come in, picking off a couple Harvesters. 56 to 55, 54, 53, 52. Losing tons of Harvesters. These Phoenix slow to react, but here they are. And I'm trying to run, but I realize these Phoenix are way too fast. I can't run. I've got to fight. Trying to fight back. Only able to pick off 1 Phoenix. Not even bothering to micro these mutas. They cannot be microed against these Phoenix. It's just not possible. Immediately throwing down 3 spine crawlers. And I'm trying to do a tech switch. I'm just frantically tech switching. 11 drones. I realize, okay, he doesn't have a ground force. He's going to be extremely annoying with these Phoenix, but he has no ground force. If I can possibly macro up, get some Hydras, get some Roaches, I can just transition into ground. And that's what I'm going to try to do here. Oh, how do I get rid of that? There we go. But he's killing so many Overlords. It's so devastating to my economy, my supply. He's probably going to lift off some drones. I haven't yet gotten any Spore Crawlers. We can see 6 are on the way. And this is not looking good, man. That Queen's going to get picked off. Oh, no. The Queen gets lifted up. These Spores are on the way. Harvester's looking at 52 to 54 despite just making 10 of them. And that's because I'm making like 10 Spore Crawlers. I'm making 3 at each expansion. And that's a lot of drones, man. And the reason I'm making 3 is because I saw so many Phoenix so fast. I figured, okay, he is so heavy into air, man. I just need to get tons of anti-air, and I'm trying just that. 3 Roaches on the way as well. Hydra range and +1 attack for my ranged units. And now these 3 Spores, man, they're going to keep my base safe for the time being. Hopefully. Almost picking off a drone. He thought about it, but he decided not to. This Link's just kind of chilling outside his base still. And if we check out the toss, this is not just an all-in gateway strategy. We can see he's switching it up into Stalkers. He's got 1, 2, 3 gateways still. So just 3 gateways, but with the support of these Phoenix, which have already done tons of damage and are stocking up on energy, and some Void Rays coming out, it's still going to be difficult for me to handle. The Harvester counts have been lopsided all game. If you are behind in Harvester counts as a Zerg player, you're doing something wrong. And, you know, ideally, the Mutas would have done a lot more damage, but now I have to catch up with some ground forces, some Hydras, and some Roaches. Focusing more on the Hydras, probably, because he's got so many air units. 3 more Void Rays. I don't know if I saw those Void Rays or not, but that is scary, man. They are so good. +1 attack. I love it. I love it. Oh my god, when Protoss players mix in those attack upgrades with those air units, it just gets my balls all sweaty. I'm just so happy to see that. YaTa already proven to be a pretty decent Protoss. Now, a Nexus first or a fast expansion Protoss into 3 Stargate, not that uncommon. I think it's kind of picking up steam lately. But if a Zerg player is ready for it with some Infestor Hydra play, which I think would be a pretty good response to it, a quick 3-base Infestor, Spores, and Hydras, I think the Zerg has a pretty big advantage. But of course this game I went Mutas first. We are seeing some Hydra pumping going on. Harvester's now 59 to 58. Protoss player taking his 3rd base. So YaTa on top of things, man. He's got his 3rd base coming up. He's got more Harvesters. He's got a bigger army. I'm assuming he has a bigger army. Let's check out. Yeah, that's the supply. Way bigger army. Look at that. The gas, the minerals, everything is just huge. He's got a supply lead. Oh boy, I'm getting overlord speed though, so eat your heart out, bitch! Forward pylon coming up for YaTa. He has spotted my third base with those Phoenix a long time ago. Stalker's just kind of waltzing in. I just can't do anything against this Stalker Stalker Void Ray Phoenix right now. I've only got 16 Hydras against 14 Stalkers, 8 Void Rays, 7 Phoenix, and of course 9 Roaches, but what are they going to do against this army? Not a whole lot. Oh man, this is not looking good. Trying to run my drones north, and the purpose of this is because they want to live. I'm trying to stall as long as I can, really. Leaving 2 Zealots to chase these drones, it's actually really smart. Some people just kind of run their entire army up, must kill all these drones, but not YaTa. He's just going to try to keep these 2 Zealots up there to finish them off. He doesn't want any hidden expansions or these drones to mutate into Ultralisks and attack, because Ultralisks can't be lifted off. And man, that is tons of Stalkers. A seamless transition into mass Stalkers. He's just got a huge army, and this is where Protoss is most deadly. When they have had the chance to just build up an army all game with no interference. I think I've killed 1 Phoenix all game. Units lost. I've killed like maybe a couple Phoenix, maybe like a Zealot or 2, I don't know, but he's just had time to just store up all of his units. Not only that, of course, he forced me out of mutas, and so all my tech was late, but it's not looking good. He's got a 25 food lead. He's camping outside my base. My infestors have popped, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Units to have lots of Hydras, 25 Hydras and some Roaches against equal number of Stalkers. And I'm trying to push out, but there he is. Nice force field, trying to cut my army in half. 2 Infestors getting out there, and only 1 or 2 Fungal Growths going down. Able to wear down those shields, though. If I could only get a couple more Fungals on this group of Stalkers, I might have an Ice Cube's chance in Arizona. But, you know, notice I can't come out. I'm trying to find an opening. I'm hoping he's going to back up just in time for me to get out of there. But as you can see, it's not really happening. Yes, I am going to go for the push. So many units. Look at all those Stalkers. Look at all those Void Rays. This is not ending well for me. Lifting up all the Hydras, lifting up the Infestor. Doesn't matter. It has no energy anyway. And I GG, or I don't GG. I just fucking left the game, man. I don't even know how much I killed. I lost 10,000 resources. He only lost 3,000. I'm producing some Roaches, but it's pretty much useless. When I went those mutas, instead of going for the safer third base, it was essentially over at that point. So some nice play from YaTa. 3 Stargates is very versatile. I like to see that. It's hard for a Zerg to defend properly. You need a nice combination of spores, and then you need to be very careful with your Hydras because they can get picked off quite easily by Phoenix. But hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys learned something about that new Protoss opening. Make sure to play it safe and expand. And as always, GG! Oh man, I need a Klondike bar.